Good morning guys. Let's see member functions in C++. As we know, a class contains data members and member functions. Member functions can be defined inside the class or outside the class. Let's see both cases. Firstly, I am having a class, the keyword class. Class name, here I am taking it as ABC. Curly bracket opening, curly bracket closing and a semicolon. Fine. In private section, okay, don't take private section here. In public section, I am declaring one function, void display. Declaring means only semicolon. Fine. Another function is there, that is void display K, and I am having curly bracket opening and curly bracket closing, and in between the function is defined as string K. Okay. So as you can see, this function is defined inside the class. This function display K is defined inside the class. As you can see here, we are having curly bracket opening and closing. So we can define function inside the class, but these functions are treated as inline functions. That means all the limitations of inline functions come here automatically. Fine. The function which is not defined inside the class should be defined outside the class. So the syntax here is return type. Fine. Class name, scope resolution operator, function name, arguments, curly bracket opening and curly bracket closing. So when we are defining functions outside the class, the syntax for function header changes, and it includes class name and scope resolution operator. Fine. Let's define display function outside the class. Firstly, return type. So here return type is void. So void. Class name ABC. ABC. Scope resolution operator. Function name display. Arguments, no arguments, curly bracket opening, curly bracket closing, and in between cout hello. Fine. So as you can see, we are defining function outside the class. Here our function header includes two more things, that is class name and scope resolution operator. Most of the time we want to declare function inside the class and define them outside the class. Why? Because we want object to know what function object can execute, not these lines of code. Okay, we don't want how the things are happening. We want object to know what things can be executed. Fine. So most of the time what we do, we create separate files for function definition and compile them separately. Fine. The next point is we can declare function inside public section or in private section. For example, display and display K, here both are in the public section, but we can have function in private section as well. Suppose here I remove public and make it as a private. So and display K is before display K public. So as you can see, display has become private function and display K has become public function. When you are declaring any function as private, that means that function cannot be accessed outside the class. The things which are placed in public section, for example display K, can be accessed outside the class. So what should be the thing? we should call display, that is private function, in public function. For example, here in display ke coding, what I am writing? Display. Fine. Because now as display has become private, it cannot be accessed with object. So what we are doing? We are using this function in the public functions. Fine. So in this class, we have learned about member functions. They can be defined inside the class, outside the class. When defining outside the class, little change in header format. We have included class name and scope resolution operator. We can put functions in public section or in private section. If in public section, they can be accessed outside the class. If in private section, they cannot be accessed outside the class. So practically, we should call private function in the public function if you want them to be used. Fine. Thank you.